By the way, guys, real quick before the episode starts, this is a commission piece that you're looking at right now, and it was commissioned by IOE Ken, and I just want to say thank you so much, IOE. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm super excited to be opening up commissions again. If you guys are interested in that at all, please check out my Instagram. All right, enjoy the episode. Hey guys, welcome back to my art and self-improvement podcast. I'm Katie, and I'm a life coach and artist. I'm a life coach for artists. I help artists stop procrastinating on their art so that they can get paid doing what they love. I struggled with anxiety, depression, self-loathing, so much self-sabotaging behaviors, and this is my weekly update of how I'm improving my mindset and my life one podcast at a time. So I giggled a little. I was trying not to giggle when I said my weekly update because let me be real with you for a second. I was real close to not making a podcast episode for what I learned last week or for what I was going through last week. Real close. I honestly felt like I had nothing to say. The last 2 weeks was one of the hardest weeks so far, and I was in the thick of all these emotions that, come with failure, come with rejection, come with hardship, that I just felt like, I don't know. Okay, I just don't know. And I had decided for a moment that, okay, maybe I don't need to release an episode that last week or this week because I thought, you know what? Sometimes it takes a couple weeks to learn a lesson, all right? In fact, there really is no right timeline. So I was thinking, I wouldn't get on here until next week where I felt like I really had something to impart. But you know what? Now I'm actually super excited. I got into a better place, and I'm going to talk about, what's going on and what happened last week. But, I thought you know what? I can get on here and just share how much I'm struggling right now, or even an hour ago even. There doesn't always need to be some kind of really deep message, or it could just be it could just be useful for someone or not. I don't know. But I think sharing the truth of that struggle, happens could be a really good idea. So yes, my dear wonderful listeners, up until seriously, an hour ago, I was really, really struggling this week. I was not feeling my feelings whatsoever. I had not been wanting to work. I was extremely inefficient with my time. And I was escaping as much as I could out of my body, out of all these feelings. Right before I was writing the notes for this podcast episode, I was seriously dunking big bread rolls into a tub of Nutella. And I never do that. I really didn't grow up having a sweet tooth. And for a lot of my life, I was very much not attracted to sugar. But damn, this last week, I have been craving sugary things like crazy. Oh my God. I had an Oreo Nutella pancake the other day that was insanely amazing and made my stomach hurt so much. Clearly escaping my feelings last week, seeking pleasure wherever I can. I also haven't been very active on social media, which, hiding is totally a sign that I've been shaming myself and just not processing things in the healthiest way. So yeah, the struggle is real, fam. And I had to be okay enough with myself to go online and share this with you all today. It's really scary to come on here and talk about that, I struggle, that surprise. I'm imperfect. I'm human. Perfectionism is like my invisible conjoined twin sister. Most people struggle with perfectionism, actually. If you procrastinate, you're a perfectionist. They go hand in hand. And it all just stems from the fear of not being good enough. And, only when I'm perfect will I then be good enough. So then we don't show up, I don't show up. So I never see evidence that I'm not good enough. And so, yeah, hiding is a clear telltale sign that shame has been going on. And I've also hadn't had a day off in a while, but I know that my exhaustion has nothing to do with that. I'm sure it's part of that too. But a lot of it, a lot of the exhaustion has to do with the shame or any other kind of pressures that I put on myself. And so, it's not a massage that I needed. It's not some face masks that I needed. Like, yeah, it wasn't any of that. It was, I needed to do some real, like, self-reflection, figure out what's going on. And that's what I kind of spend some time doing. And so, yeah, it's just like the shame was just, fear of not being good enough, all that stuff. And yeah, I want people to like me. I want people to think I'm great. I want people to think I have my shit together. And so it's very scary to say, hey, I don't always have my shit together. I'm a life coach that struggles with life sometimes. I'm an artist that struggles with art sometimes. I'm a human that struggles with being human sometimes. And it really shouldn't be any other way. I really wouldn't be a very good coach if I suddenly became a robot and everything was perfect about me. Like, I understand what it feels like to fall down so flat on my face. And I guess if there is a message, it's really that it's okay to smack our faces against the pavement so hard. Like, growth is not linear, y'all. The way children learn to walk, babies learn to walk, is in the falling down. They gain that muscle strength during the part where they literally get back up again. And that is how they gain the coordination to be able to walk. So if the rate of success for babies to achieving this goal of walking is quite high, then I'm going to bet that this process works for us too. We have all this knowledge and learnings that we gained, from studying, from self-help books, from YouTube even. Then we fall down. And it's really just an opportunity to apply the knowledge even deeper. It's really how intellectual knowledge turns into deep truths. So I'm going to fall down again in the future. I'm going to expect imperfection. And I also know I'm going to get back up again. No brainer, no issue there. I will get back up again. So if I know these things, then falling down right now, being in the struggle right now, is normal. Nothing has gone wrong at all. I think the way we think about mental and even artistic progress is as if we're thinking the same way about, like, if we just going to the gym once and then we'll suddenly get Arnold Schwarzenegger's body. We're we're surprised that we need to go to the gym more than 4 times. That's how we think about mental and artistic progress. Like, we judge ourselves as we grow. We say things like, oh my God, you should know this stuff by now. Why aren't you farther ahead? Like, damn, is that really useful? I know it really wasn't for me this week, which only made me avoid my feelings even more, But I did take the lesson from last week's episode to heart, in that I know that this isn't my brain's quote unquote fault. My brain isn't broken. I don't need to blame it. This is a misery that I was choosing, I wanted to make my stomach hurt with an Oreo Nutella pancake. And that's okay. I need to purposely decide, though, that I actually really want something else. And that's how I was able to then get online today. That I really want to release an episode how there's nothing wrong with you if you're struggling. You're not a fuck up and you're not completely fucked or whatever like that, right? That we're imperfect and that's completely okay. And that we can even have a little fun with it in the process. And when I expect imperfection, well, then that means I'm allowing it. I'm expecting it, I'm allowing it, and then I don't fight it. I don't shame myself for it. It's just part of the process of being human and growing. And also, if I'm expecting imperfection, if I'm expecting falling down, then I'm going to need a different motivation to keep going. Like, I'm not going to fall again in the future just to endure, so much negative emotion on the way there. There's got to be some enjoyment, I want to have some fun with it. This is all this pursuit of whatever we want next. It should be fun. It should be out of love for ourselves and the world. So I'm going to do it because initial reason we do all the things that we're doing, especially as artists, is that it's super fun. It's fun to make art. It's so fun to geek out about mindset work and personal development. It's so fun to share the progress I'm making. And it's so fun to know that someone could use this to better their own life, possibly, or at least their day. I know that I would be doing this anyway. So expect imperfection, my friends, and have some fun with it. Life is so much more fun when you accept the imperfection. If you're struggling to love yourself through your imperfection, which can be really hard sometimes, I completely get it. I struggle with it sometimes too. But I'm not 10 years ahead of you, where I'm so advanced that I don't even know what it feels like anymore. I think I'm just a few steps ahead of you, and I'm in the trenches as well. I learn so much now from my struggles, and they help me grow, whereas in the past, it would just like knock me out, like where I can't see how to get back up again. So I can teach you how to get back up again and use those hard times as a launching pad instead of like hell. When you learn to have fun, like through the hard times, it just makes everything so much easier. Even the failures, even the hard times, the shitty times, the hell. So if you're interested in a conversation to hear I can help you, I do free consult calls, and you can check in the link in the video description, or you can DM me on Instagram to have a little conversation first. Okay, guys, thanks so much for listening. I'll talk to you in like a few days because this is already the next week. All right, bye.